Well, welcome everybody to the 84 Lumber, the Y108 84 Lumber Theater. We are joined by Dot Records, Ashley Campbell. Ashley, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get it out of the way now because I'm sure you're asked this question all the time. The last name is very, I guess, what's the word, famous, synonymous with country music because that happens to be your father's name.
My dad's Glenn Campbell.
There you go. See, I wanted you to say it instead of me. But have you found that to be a hindrance getting into this business?
No, not at all, because I've always believed that to do something for yourself, you need to be able to lean on yourself. And so I've always wanted to, I don't want people to say that I was leaning on my dad's name, but I'm doing all the work and I'm working very hard at it. So I hope that that it's not a hindrance, that people go, oh, that's great, that's so cool.
It's probably got to be something, I guess it's a benefit in this is the fact that your dad's been there, done that. So when you have these same problems, you can go, well, here's how you work your way through it. So, I mean, what's the one piece of advice he gave you when you started out on this?
Well, I was on tour with him, and he asked me, hey, how's your music going? Because I was writing then, and I was playing with him, and I said, oh, it's going great, and I kind of jokingly said, I'm going to be a big star. and he got really serious, and he said, no, I said, I'm going to be a superstar. And he said, be a super person, and the superstar will follow.
Wow, there you go. That's a life lesson there.
Right?
That's not just an artist lesson. That's a life lesson. So what's the coolest thing you've been able to do? Like you said, you went out and you started playing on your father's tour. Okay, now you said you picked up the banjo in college, was it?
That's right. I was a theater major at college at Pepperdine University, and I got into a play, and they said, hey, Ashley, can you learn banjo for this show? We needed a musician in it. And I said, sure. So Pepperdine bought me a banjo and paid for me to have a couple lessons, and that's how I got started.
See, it just looks like it'd be way too hard to go through that. But so is that something like you fell in love with playing the banjo because of that?
Absolutely. I had always wanted to try banjo, but I just never did. I was never around them very much. I played guitar already, and I played piano, but when I picked up the banjo, I kind of just instantly connected with the instrument and kind of just, it worked with my brain or something. So I really connected with it, and I started listening to bluegrass and playing that and country.
Well, I wish I could say that, that's always been a passion of mine too, to see musicians and how they got to where they're at. And it's cool to see that you took it up at a later age than most people and were able to use it. So as you're moving forward and you're getting ready to finish your first album, okay, let's say there's one track left on the album and you get to pick it, but it has to be a cover song. So what are you going to pick?
That's a tough one.
There's so many songs to choose from, but there's that one song, I know it.
It's got to be a Dolly song.
Really? It doesn't matter?
Let's see. I really love Jolene.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who doesn't?
Of course, yeah.
Though with some of your music, your own music, I think 9 to 5 would be more along your way because you're like the strong, powerful, I'm going to kick your butt type thing, and that's kind of like the 9 to 5.
You know, Two Doors Down has been my jam.
Oh, there you go.
The last week. 2 doors down, and laughing and drinking and having a party.
See, so you can't go wrong. Maybe we need 3 slots on that album.
I just need to do like a whole Dolly cover album, and then I will be, my thirst will be satiated.
All right, the new single out is about your father.
Yes.
Okay, and it's called Remember.
Yes.
How hard was it to write something like that? Because let's be realistic. I mean, if you hear the song, the lyrics speak to everybody, but it's coming from deep inside of you. How hard was it to A, record the song, and B, sing it live? Because I'm sure emotions come up and memories come up as you're singing it.
It's tough to sing live. I wrote the song with my friend Kai Welch, and it was right after I moved to Nashville. And so my dad was still living in Los Angeles at the time, and so I really missed him. And I just wanted to write something that would kind of reach him kind of no matter where we were. And so it was just the perfect day. Kai was the perfect person to write it with because I had the song for like a year, like in the first couple lines and the melodies before. But he just really helped to bring out the rest of the lyrics, and we just really worked well together.
Now, when you played it for your father for the first time, I'm sure there wasn't a dry eye in the room.
Oh man, when I played it for my dad for the first time, he was already pretty far along with his Alzheimer's, and so he didn't really. I don't think he ever heard the song and understood that it was about him. Oh. But he really did hear the song, and it emotionally affected him. The last time that we took him to a live concert was actually one of mine. It was at the Basement in Nashville, and he was in the front row, and he was already pretty advanced with the Alzheimer's, but everyone in this little room knew that he was there, and he was sitting in the front row. And I played the song, and then afterwards there wasn't even applause. It was just quiet, and he stood up and looked around and went, "That's a good song."
You can't go wrong with an endorsement like that. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Campbell, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
That's perfect. Thank you.